to the Denounced podcast, where we are the most denounced.
Today we're doing a live edition of the Denounced podcast. We're going to come on cam in just a bit. Just waiting for some of our folks to come on and come chill with us. Also,
we got some...
Not completely ready.
Some good topics that we're going to be talking about today.
You will see us in a moment. Allow us to get fully ready and prepared.
And we're also waiting for some people to come in here.
Also, I think is this the first stream we've done? Well, this is the first denounced stream of the year, so Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
To Denounced.
Yeah, and also this is the first Denounced podcast where we're showing our face. Because we wanted to, but we canceled that stream, remember? Because we were like really tired.
Oh yeah, so this is the first Denounced where you get to see us. Should I bring something over? Just a little tease? Oh, who's that? What was that?
What was that? Who that there? But yeah, we're waiting for some people to come in here.
Yeah, we
put it all over social media and sent it directly to a couple people.
Also, what was it? We plan to we missed a couple weeks. I wanted to do a recorded episode of the podcast, but I was kind of busy with a video edit, and then after that wasn't really feeling too great. That's why we missed last week, and now our kids aren't feeling too great.
They missed school today and they're not going again tomorrow. So.
Yep. So we're just trying to keep everybody in the house healthy, while also trying to keep things moving forward.
Yep.
But if you're in the chat, give a yer.
Can we get a yer?
Let's see. It's kind of hot in here.
I might just put on my robe.
Put on your robe.
My robe is cold. Oh no.
Alright. Hope everybody out there is having a good day. I streamed earlier on my main channel, was making some beats on there. Try to flip Toxicity by System of a Down.
Didn't work too well.
Yeah, it didn't come with any results. There was a little something there, but I'll give it another go at some other point. I did come up with a nice melody that I'm gonna try to work on some more. And
put a ZALES socks on because my feet are cold now. They were right there over there.
Yeah.
So I grabbed them.
Alright, so let's what up, folks? What's going on?
Sock.
Got my iPad for the notes. Let me know when you wanna basically get this going.
Well, let's wait until people are actually getting here. At least one person.
Okay. Today was a mellow day.
Yeah. We had some banging ass dinner. Some leftover. I don't know if it was basmati or jasmine rice that was made, but they taste the same, so that's why I don't know which one it was. But one of those, some leftovers. That was some leftovers from yesterday. Was the rice, so I used the rest of that rice, and I did some mixed veggies with some steaks. Surf and turf, actually, because I had shrimp on top.
I'm already on. This is the beginning of the stream. That's okay. It's on live chat, not top chat. All right.
Yeah, it's on live chat.
Please, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and like. If you dig what we're doing,
go and like the live.
I guess we could. I don't know. I don't want to get going. Is there any stuff that you want to start with? Anything, nothing too serious or on the itinerary that you may want to touch on? Nothing on here. Anything new?
I can't think of anything new right now.
Alright. I guess we're just going to have to start. Alright, folks. So, we're going to pretty much open up the stream with a kind of heavy topic. It's going to be a little bit upsetting. But, it's relevant because it's something that's ongoing. And its anniversary was actually recently. So there was a documentary that released a couple months ago on Stars.
It was in theaters actually in October or November or something like that, and then it came out on Stars in December last month. Yeah.
All right. So there's a Stars documentary called Finding Kendrick Johnson. It basically goes over the Kendrick Johnson case, who was a 17-year-old, boy who was found dead, rolled up in a gym mat
at his
school. And there's always been some kind of, the family always felt that the investigation wasn't done properly or in a manner that actually, wanted to get answers of justice for the family. And so we watched that documentary a couple days ago, on the 10th.
On the 11th.
On the 11th, which is actually the anniversary of his death.
The 10th.
The 10th is the anniversary of his death. The 11th.
It was the anniversary.
They found him.
Yeah.
It's really sad to hear, and because he was a young man, had his whole life ahead of him.
He was a good kid too. Yeah. He loved his family. He had a lot of respect for his parents.
And very loving family.
Hello, Dev.
Hey, Dev, how you doing? And to know that the family has to deal with losing,
a son, a brother, a nephew,
somebody who was young too, who had, had a whole life ahead of him. I couldn't imagine having to deal with that same stuff. I have a nephew who's gonna be 18 in just a couple of days, less than a week, and if something like that were to happen to him, all hell would break loose. You know what I'm saying?
And that's basically what his family did. His family fought hard.
Yep. So
for him.
So the young man was found, wrapped up
in a gym mat. Inside the gym.
Inside the gym mat, upside down, head first in the gym mat, which was standing up, rolled up, and the report stated that he climbed into the gym mat, which didn't fit his body. He was broader than the opening in the gym mat to retrieve a pair of shoes,
some gym shoes.
But when his body was found, there was blood. Yo, get the fuck out of here, you jerk off.
I already did it.
Oh no, you unhit it.
Yeah.
We're gonna report this person for hate speech. Yeah, don't come into our stream with this nonsense, because we will get you the fuck out of here immediately. Whoever that person is, you're a piece of shit, and your girlfriend and your mom likes big black dicks. So So it's ridiculous. So we're actually gonna get into that kind of bullshit in a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Thank you for the inspiration, you dick face.
You're welcome, Dev.
So we'll be right back. We're back. All right. So, you know,
So yeah, he was found wrapped up in a gym mat. They claimed that he was trying to retrieve one of his shoes, and it just doesn't fit the narrative. Like they say that it was accidental asphyxiation, but with the second and third autopsy, they had to exhume his body twice. His family hired a private investigator and a private mortician.
Coroner.
Coroner.
A private autopsy.
Yeah. So they found that his lungs was not the weight of someone who has been
asphyxiated.
Yeah. And that they were normal weight. So it doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah. The mechanism of death does not fit the report that was given by the initial investigators.
Right.
And
the new investigator basically said that there was hemorrhaging on his neck. There was hemorrhaging in his chest, like his chest area. And that basically coincides with the whole theory that his family had to begin with, that there was foul play.
So watching the documentary and hearing about the story, because I wasn't well versed on it, I just heard about it in passing. But like, I know a lot of people try to discredit the family, and I think it's actually disgusting, because if one of their family members had suffered that type of brutalization, people would be up in arms. There'll be an uproar to fight for justice. I'm not, like, in this country, race is still such a huge issue, as you can see with our comments that came through earlier. Which I have my own theory on that, but I'm not gonna get into that on stream. But it's really just gross how the death of black people in this country is dismissed and often made like a point of like jokes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you can't make your jokes and your dark jokes, but when you're reveling in the death of other people based solely on the color of their skin, you're a bigot, and there's no nice way to say it. If you're gonna judge people for their actions and for their ideals and stuff like that, and don't even judge that harshly, because to be honest, a lot of people are indoctrinated with the nonsense that they believe. But there's people all through the internet talking about, oh, it was accidental. It's like you're not an investigator. You weren't there. Somebody who investigated, one of the initial investigators, they came to him with, updated and redacted files from the case, and he was like, I didn't see this. And he was like, and if that was his kid, he was like, he would have gone to jail for murder. I feel him. Somebody hurt a member in my family, and the police don't want to do nothing, especially they want to cover it up because the suspects or the people the prime suspects were the sons of an FBI agent. There's like, if you don't know, the FBI has done a lot of shady shit in the past. J. Edgar Hoover was president of the United States at one point, and he was the head of the CIA for 50 years. They called him the Emperor of the CIA. in I think it was Life or Times Magazine, and they talked about like his 47, I think almost 50 years, 47-year run as the head of the FBI. A lot of people have problems with the federales. But they did really fucked up shit, foul shit. COINTELPRO, following around civil rights activists. There was supposedly there is a 1999 court case in which the FBI was found liable in the death of Dr. Martin Luther King. I'll get more into I will look into that and see if that's true and probably update y'all later. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Like the fact that anybody will look at somebody and be like, "Oh, you deserve to die," which has happened. I've had people send me death threats, and it's just like, what makes you talk like that? And if you really want to go, if you want to try it, go ahead. Like I'm welcome. I'm not gonna make it easy for you. So, it's a crazy story. The documentary, like, we were sitting here and I was just in fucking shock and awe. Just like, what the fuck?
So when they had exhumed his body the first time, they found, when they did the autopsy again and all that, they found that his organs were missing, and in Georgia that's not a common practice. Like, organs are supposed to be placed back in the body and left there. So the fact that his organs was just completely missing, it's just like, where's his organs? Like, And his mom was like, she can't stand the thought that some rich white man is walking around with her son's organs. Like,
yeah, and that's a theory in itself. I mean, I don't think it's kind of like the rich are able to do some really disgusting things that we couldn't even fathom because we don't have the means and resources to even do that type of stuff. But there's markets for everything, which we're going to get into a little later when we talk about other topics. But the way that people act like, oh, it's moral because there's a market for it. No, there's a market for illegal things. It's called a black market. And there's things that are on the black market that are seemingly harmless, like weed and shit. But then there's other stuff that is just like weapons and the type of content that is illegal content, like CP and stuff like that. Like there's a black market for that. So let's stop. People really have to like adopt critical thinking skills and just stop like parroting just dumb talking points. It's crazy. Like people will fight tooth and nail to confirm their cognitive dissonance. But to challenge their own worldview, that's too much work. You're gonna challenge my and disillusion me. And so they'll fight to be morons, like the idiot who came on here to put spammy content, spammy comments. This channel is modded. But one moment, I'm gonna pause for a second. All right, we're back. There was one section of the documentary that really hit hard. Actually made KRYSTLE cry. They were talking about the past lynchings that happened in the state and the city that were happening. KJ, that's what his family called him. Him and his family lived in Valdosta, Georgia. If people do not know, Valdosta, Georgia is the town where there was a lynching rampage in 1918. So back in those days, this is like Reconstruction era, Reconstruction era South, Jim Crow bullshit. There was a guy who was a farmer. He needed like farm hands, but there was a labor shortage, and so the only way to get people into work, which it wasn't work, that he would basically get workers from the prison because they had a chain gang. So, if you guys know, the 13th Amendment made slavery illegal. You know, when it comes to like this, you know, the Southern style of chattel slavery, but if you were, you know, a criminal, you can then be put to labor. And so one of the things they did, they would arrest people. Hey, how you doing, Nat?
Hey, Natalie.
They would arrest black people for very minor offenses and put them in jail, and then those, you know, fucked up farmers would then get the work from the chain gang to get their work done. So it was just essentially another form of slavery. So one of the workers that, you know, he had on the farm, which he was known to be abusive to his workers, the worker had enough of it. So they broke into his house, right? They stole his gun or whatever, and he was shot through the window by his worker, and so was his wife, and he died. So the wife crawled like a quarter mile or whatever, or, you know, whatever, to another house, to the nearest house, which and then they basically raised the alarm, you know, and said, hey, you know, this white person was attacked and by a black person.
Mm-hmm.
So
that this white man died.
And so now that a white man was killed, basically incited a mob, and for the next 5 days they killed and lynched 13 black people. And I can understand wanting revenge, but if you're going to do it, why didn't you get revenge on the people responsible? Why did you go and attack innocent people who had nothing to do with it solely based on the color of their skin? You know? So, the suspect who had shot the dude, he had some dealings with some people, so they went after those people. And one of them was a man. I forget his first name, but he was lynched. And
you talking about the husband?
Yeah. So
I think his name was
Hazel. Yeah,
Hazel. Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Hazel Turner. Right?
Yeah.
So they lynched a man named Hazel Turner.
Mm-hmm. I believe they lynched him on like a Friday or something like that.
Yeah, they left his body to hang up all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They said they just didn't give a fuck. Like,
yeah.
You know, like that's what that song "Strange Fruit" is about. You know, strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree. The strange fruit is the dead black bodies. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was brutal and it's so fucking stupid. So Hazel was lynched, and his wife
spoke about it.
Of course, she was upset. Now, she was a young woman. She was only 21 years old, and she was 8 months pregnant.
She was 8 months pregnant and had 2 kids with her husband. Like, there was already 2 kids that they had.
So she already had 2 kids, so she was already a mother of 2, with one on the way, 8 months pregnant. The mob, basically, they took her and another couple to go get Hazel out of jail, to bail him out, right? And when they were going back, basically they were attacked. You know,
they were attacked because she had, you know, threatened to get everyone who was involved in her husband's lynching to be arrested.
Yeah, she had the audacity to speak out about that injustice, and
what
so
they said,
wanted
the
revenge.
audacity, yeah.
And so they hung her upside down.
First they doused her in gasoline.
Yeah, they doused her in gasoline. They hung her upside down by her ankles. Right? This is a pregnant woman we're talking about. They lit her aflame, and someone in the mob pulled out what they describe as a hog knife, used for splitting hogs in butchering, and they cut this young woman's pregnant belly and cut her baby out of her while she was hanging upside down. And the baby fell out of her womb and onto the ground, where the mob cried, let out
like a couple
two,
cries.
yeah, and then the mob stomped the baby's head out.
And then after that, they used her body as target practice.
They shot her over 200 times.
Yeah, over 200 times.
And stories like this is the reason why there's so much pain. You know,
that runs rampant in the black community.
Yes, like the way that black people were dehumanized, and like the brutality of that is just unfathomable. And the way that, you know, anti-black racists talk about black on black violence, but they never want to acknowledge the violence perpetuated by their own people because of their racism. Like the South is, and it's not just the South, and it's not just black people. It's also, the Mexicans that, were here trying to, build Mexico up in the 1800s. There was a whole, the Mexican-American War. The natives, the indigenous people on this country. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how colonialism just allowed this lack, I don't even say lack, just complete disregard and just, just disavowal of humanity.
Mm-hmm. That's just like a whole nother level
of
hate. Like it's like how you hate someone that bad that you douse them in gasoline, cut their baby out, and stomp their baby's head out, and then later on your body is used as target practice
just because you said something. And they also bring up Emmett Till, and how Emmett Till was lynched by men, by a couple men for allegedly whistling at one of the man's wives,
which later came out to be false. Came out from the woman's mouth herself
that she lied.
That happened, and she said it on her deathbed.
I hear these stories, and yes, of course it makes me upset, especially to know that people who look like my family have gone through this,
people who look like my family, I thought of my cousin, who's currently pregnant.
And so that's I hear about stories like that, and I think about my mom, my cousins, my aunts, stuff like that. My mother is older than Ruby Bridges, and Ruby Bridges was threatened with murder because she wanted to go to school.
She was 5 years old
with white children. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted to have them in the same school, be in the same classroom. And there was, she even said there was a day where a little white boy was like, "My mother says I can't play with you because you're black." And she's like, she felt sad and she felt hurt, but she couldn't be mad at the kid because it wasn't his reasoning. It was the mother saying, "My mom said I can't play with you because you're black." And then that's how
that's how indoctrination happens.
Racism is really a learned behavior.
And because she thought to herself, if my mom told me not to play with somebody or not to do something, I wouldn't do it. My mom said, "Oh, don't do this," so I'm not gonna do it.
We gotta learn to embrace each other's differences, but we also need to acknowledge that. I'm not saying that there's a couple different things, you know what I'm saying? There's that thing where where Madam brings up the epigenetics, how we have trauma inherited through our, and I can understand that, because animals, they adapt to their surroundings and their
to
environment,
their trauma, to the
and
shit
so
that they
to know
learn.
to know to how to navigate, that environment, they adapt survival mechanisms, which will then become part of whatever their
Just-
physiology.
Yeah.
But as we're humans, so we don't ever change physically, but mentally and sociologically, we're constantly evolving ideas and whatever. Like we're not like an agricultural society anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like things have gone.
This is a bot.
What? King.
That.
Like, get that person out of here, bro. Less bots, more actual viewers. If you like our stuff, please share. Let people know that come in. I know today is like a heavy ass topic, but it's pertinent. It's relevant. It's something that we feel is important. We're not here talking about the nonsense. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, but like we saw that. We were like, it hurt to see her, to watch you cry. Like you dead broke down. You're like, that's fucking crazy. And you're like, what? That doesn't even. You said, what? How can you hate someone that much?
It's horrible. It's like I said, it's just a whole nother level of hate.
Like if I don't like you, like I'll give you these. I'll smack the fuck out you. But I don't need you to die and all that shit. Bro,
That's crazy.
Like even then, after we rumble, I could probably chill with you. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the problems ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? Now there are a couple people that I'm like, if they fell off a building, the world would be a better place. But those are not like individuals. Like they're people who are like the foundation of what's holding this world in this messed up place. I'm like, yeah, those guys can go. And gals.
Like the fucking shit that came up earlier, Natalie, you wasn't here for that.
Yeah.
But there was some shit. I don't know if you could still see
and
it.
even then, I'm not saying I'll do anything to them. I'm just saying, if you fell down a flight of steps.
If you misstepped.
If you fell down a flight of steps and broke your neck, like, I wouldn't lose any sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to, let's be real about it. That's another thing, too. We're not going to be on here, everybody deserves a chance. No, some people don't. And I'm not. Maybe they just need to be removed from society.
Same here.
After, people.
You have.
Yeah, plenty of times.
You became friends with people you done fucked up.
Yeah.
I've never
once we fight, it should be water under the bridge. That's how it should be. Too often, especially in this environment, you beat somebody up, they go get a gun, and now you're dead because you beat somebody up. And it's not even because you think you're tough. It's like, nah, the person messed with me. They tried me. Things got physical. I had to handle them, and now they went to go upstairs to get the blicky.
Yeah, but earlier it's still on my shit. Like you can still see it through here, but it's that the name was Nazi Holocaust Genocide Hitler Nazi 1944.
Yeah.
Right. That was the name of the profile, and they came in saying 666 something KKK some shit.
Yeah, just racist nonsense.
Yeah, 666 KKK some shit, and they just kept putting that, back to back.
For what reason?
I hid them from the channel, and we deleted the messages.
As you should. Yeah, the lynchings in America, and that's not just the only lynching.
It's crazy that came up during this topic, before we even really got into it too. That's crazy.
I have my own crazy theory, but I don't want to seem paranoid. It sounds a little paranoid, but then it's like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it was gross, Dev. It comes up quicker on mine than it does over here. Like I see it in my chat.
Yeah, it was gross. I don't really understand the contempt people have for this channel. We don't bother nobody. You save that for the DMs. Save that for the DMs now. And if that's the case, then, you know, somebody's gonna have to get the axe. I don't play that shit. So yeah, but that's not the only lynchings in America. There's so many. Look, man, we all the same people. There's only one race, the human race. We just happen to have different levels of melanin in our skin and different phenotypes because of where our people are from, geographically. People have been doing bad in every culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna act like it wasn't, you know, Africans selling other Africans into bondage. I'm not gonna act like, you know, there isn't Africans today, you know, doing messed up shit in Africa, you know, in those African countries, because that's Africa is not a country, it's a continent made of different countries, and there's countries that are politically unstable, and you know, it's politically, history and the world is fucked up. It's like people are inherently evil, almost, you know, but we are social creatures. We need each other like ants. You know what I'm saying? No, we can't be where we at without the contribution of all the cultures in society. You know what I'm saying? And I say culture, like actual culture. You know what I'm saying? Things that like enrich people. That nonsense that came up before, that's not enriching anybody. That's emboldening idiots. You know what I'm saying? Go read a book. You know what I'm saying? If anything, that person who wrote that, if they went to go see the doctrine, you know, that ideology stems from, they'd probably learn that they're not part of that group, and they'd be chucked the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? That shit's so stupid. Do you know that they didn't like other marginalized groups? It's not just race. They didn't like Christians. They didn't like religious people. They didn't like homosexuals. Like, you fall into one of those camps, those people that, you know, the stupid commenter, they would have bodied you. But whatever. Racism is still a big issue. It's 2022. People equal shit. Yeah. People equal shit. And that's why we're the most denounced. Yeah, but rest in peace to Kendrick Johnson. Rest in peace to all the young black people who were taken way too early, and for like senseless reasons. Yeah, basically. Yep, it's all about divide and conquer. Yep. So your hands, right? Your hand, right? Look at your hand, right? What's more powerful? Your hands flailing about like that, or your hands organized into a fist? And that's where we wanted to get to the next thing. The division, and I'm not talking about that video game from Ubisoft. We talking about the division among people. That shit come from like media, and what's the media now? Social media. You know, I think social media is a detriment to the society, especially now, because people, everything, close numbers. It's like, okay, like earlier today, I went to the store. I walk past the building. There's like a fucking kid doing a TikTok You know, like I'm just like, what is this kid doing? You know what I'm saying? Like he's just flailing about, and it's just like, you know, but he's probably gonna get 100 or 1,000 views and likes, and I don't post. I don't feel the need to post. Like I'm an introvert, but I'm a public figure, so you know you kind of gotta interact with people, and you know they have to learn your personality. But the people are such self-important. I'm just a precious little shit. You know, it's so crazy. Like everybody's so self-important. Everybody, if they have more numbers than you, they could act like. Listen, you know what? The only numbers that count are in your wallet. What's in your wallet? You know what I'm saying? And the papers. Nobody gives a fuck about your clout. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, no one respects you. You can have all the followers and they don't respect you. Your followers can come into your shit and violate you. You know what I'm saying? These things people be wilding too, yo. People be wilding. Like, I'm gonna refer to the notes here. Yeah. Oh. Like. So. There was a so even though we're like super connected, you know,
people can be very disconnected.
People don't feel like they're really part of a community, and that's why all these little fringe pockets pop up. You know what I'm saying? You have all these weird little groups online, and they all fucking hate each other because they're always fighting. Some of these groups are like I don't think they're healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these groups, like the body positivity movement, is something that we don't agree on. Yeah. We are not the smallest people. We're not the smallest people.
We understand that. We know that it can lead to other health complications and shit like that. That's why we started our diet again. We got back on our diet. We started the intermittent fasting. Natalie knows because she's in our Discord and stuff. We Zales actually made a room specifically for healthy eating and diet and exercising and stuff. It's called Mighty Healthy. Right?
Yeah.
So we like post what is it that we're doing for the day, like what are we eating and like stuff like that.
Yep. And so, Dev, we got to get you in the Discord. That's where the community be chilling when we're not on lives.
Yeah, we're like heavy in the Discord. Yeah, we're always chatting in the Discord.
We can just shoot the shit now, and yeah, people, and that's a lot of people are disconnecting for that reason because it's like, yo, this is too much. You know what I'm saying? Like recently, I've seen people post up shit like a lot of my, Facebook. I don't like social media for the most part, but TikTok and Facebook are the ones that I hate the most because TikTok is just so vapid. You watch a TikTok and you feel like brain cells are just. What the fuck did I just watch?
The shit I like to watch on TikTok, or anywhere really, is like animal videos. Like, for the most part, like my favorite animal that I like to watch right now is this cockatoo. It's always saying "what the fuck." It's fucking hilarious to me.
What happened? What happened, Dev? Why'd you say "oh crap"?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, yo.
Oh, forget about the Discord.
Yeah, no, we'll get you in there.
Yeah,
we'll get you in there. We'll send you a DM
on Twitter.
Yeah, all right. And then that's the thing. I'll be sending links that are like time sensitive. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I don't know. I just got to send her a link that whatever that doesn't expire.
And then when she's in there, can you like do something with that link, like
Yeah, but like for example, all right, so all right, we're gonna get a little personal right now.
Oh, Vic hasn't been on TikTok in a minute though.
So I'm gonna get a little personal, I guess, with how I feel. I'm an introvert and an artist. Also, I'm a business owner. I'm a very strong believer of the law of averages. That you are basically a culmination of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. kind of outside of family, though. You know what I'm saying? Because like family can be completely different. Your household, that's different. That's a different dynamic. But you're a reflection of the people you spend the most time with. I don't spend time with anybody. I'm a lone wolf for the most part, and that's really because I can't get jiggy with this shit. People be doing some weirdo shit. I think a lot of men,
this shit
young
we're
men,
about to talk about too.
On some weird shit. Like, what's up with the niggas buying fart jars? Why are you buying jarred farts?
Oh shit.
Why are you buying a girl's bath water? That is disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting. It's like, what the fuck do you even do with that? Like, what do you do about? Do you drink it? Like, that's disgusting. Like, what do you do with that shit? That's disgusting.
Put it in lube and probably wank it.
Oh.
But when you used to like something before, you used to like, like if you liked a girl or a model or whatever, you bought her calendar or like a picture, like just secretly buy the OnlyFans and just. But but that's another thing too. The way that it's just like, look, listen, I don't got nothing against sex workers, but that used to be like a private thing before. You know what I'm saying? It's like part of our culture now, and it's just like, I don't need to know things like those type of things about people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like,
it's not someone. There's plenty of people out there though. There's plenty of people out there buying bottled bath water.
She said she was making $50K a week from her jarred farts.
Who the oh Lord Jesus. $50K a week. How much is that a year?
That is 20K a month, which then comes to $140,000 a year before taxes. For your flatulence.
Wait, but you said $50K a week.
$50K a week. Oh no, that's way more.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's 200. Yeah, she's making $1.4 million a year on her flatulence. I did the math wrong, and now I'm even angrier. Yo, what? Yo, from your ass gas, from the hum from the bum. From the the toot from your shoe. Cause farts are liberty. What the fuck? And then, but then there's people, there's people who can't find jobs. And there's a shortage of like I had gotten a job. I had gotten hired or whatever. I had gotten offered the job to work for the post office over the holiday, and I called them. I'm like, yo, let's go. Like, let's never got a call back. Yeah. But there's a working shortage. It's like I get it. Everyone, the whole world short staffed, so shit is just a fucking shit show. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, don't people want to actually like win, or they want to look good losing? I don't even know if you look good losing if you're buying jarred farts though.
You just losing.
Yeah, that's a loss.
That's just a loss. $50K.
Yeah, no, but that's ridiculous. I don't know. It's just
she's jarring each and every fart that she farts then, because it's a lot of farts to be given away.
And she was actually
she probably eating some nasty shit too.
She had a gas problem, and that she thought she was having a heart attack. And she went to the doctor and everything, and the doctor was like, "What have you been eating?" And she's like, "A bunch of stuff to make me fart." And the doctor's like, "Can you not? Can you stop doing that? Why would you do that? Wait, you're doing." I mean, I don't think she told him, "Oh, I'd be selling my farts." He would have been like,
"Bitch, what?"
He probably would have like injected her with some shit and then like put a fucking like a forged like DNR like on her, and it's like, nah, we gotta put the pillow over her face.
What you call it? Yeah, it'd be like that over here too, Natalie.
That's what she saw. She was like, if she would have told him, like, you do what? Oh, hold up. Come here. You're selling your what? I'm sorry.
Suffocate you, die.
Oh my lord. Yeah, like it just like the idolization of public personas is kind of ridiculous. You know, like last month it was, you know, Jay-Z's birthday. Jay-Z don't got a Twitter. Jay-Z's not on Facebook. How many niggas are saying happy birthday to Jay-Z on Twitter and on Facebook? He don't fucking know you. When's the last time you told an actual person you know your happy birthday? You know what I'm saying?
Like aside from the people you
like you
live with.
Yeah. Like that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. People will be out here doing the most to show props and dick ride someone who's popular, but won't give praise to people that, you know, they actually fuck with.
Yeah.
You know, like how many people say they fuck with an artist and they don't share none of their music?
A lot.
You know, they'll talk about whatever's popular. Oh, they knew whatever. I don't even know what fucking music is popular right now. Like, you can't ask me who the fuck the top rapper is, because I don't give a shit. Like, that's not important to my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's I know Nas dropped an album recently, and that shit fire because you know, his last 2 albums was fire, and Nas is a dope MC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but people are like, oh, he's not the top, he's not the GOAT or whatever. Then that's, you know, like I don't think Nas is the GOAT, but why are y'all talking about this because he dropped the album? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he say he was the GOAT on the album? I don't think he did. I think he just did his thing. Like, he's just in his lane now. You know what I'm saying? Even then, man's got his own label. He signed Davies. He signed Run the Jewels. He making fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Like, people. And then the dumbass conversations that be online, people just say the craziest shit. I got into a little, you know, I'll be getting into my little Twitter shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I guess that's the reason, shit like that. You know, I'll be hating, I'll be saying whatever. Like, nah, I'm just a no nonsense person. People, you know, when people say dumb shit, you're gonna get called out on it. And you can call me out too. It's alright. Because we don't worship nobody. Nobody's perfect. You know, you may like me more for the content, like the edited content and the, you know, and the editing style and the music and shit, and you may not agree with me politically. That's alright. You know what I'm saying? But it's alright for you to have differing opinions. You know what I'm saying? We're all here to learn. If you come here and you feel like something I say is fundamentally wrong, you can be like, yo, but there's this and that, and I'll take it into consideration, we'll talk about it, and you might be able to change my ideas if you come respectfully. You're never going to change somebody's ideas if you're like, oh, fuck you. You're an asshole, you're a dumbass, you're this and that. Or when you put words in their mouth. That's another thing too. People try to gaslight you when they act like they wasn't trying to gaslight you. Like, that's, when did I ever say that? You know? Especially on Twitter. So what you're saying is, when did I ever say that? How did you read that from my... What are you talking about? Right?
How did you even gain that from what the fuck I wrote?
That's called... Kevin Samuels calls that shit sign language. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm from New York, I gotta stop with the insults so much. But I don't be beasting. I don't be wild. I could be fucking wilding. I'll just say something like, you're sinful or whatever. And then somehow that's bad.
Yeah.
You know.
But
we gonna get into that much. But we can talk about that.
yeah, that's what I wanted to get into. And we could just jump back into that.
I guess we'll do this, and then go back.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like, it'd be crazy if this person were to get word of us talking about them on the stream, even though we're from a completely different platform. But we were talking about the TikTok nonsense.
Yeah. This shit here.
Have y'all? There's cults on TikTok, right?
Yeah, there's cults on TikTok. And we found out about one. If there's one, there has to be plenty others. So there was one that we found out about through YouTube. I forgot whose channel we saw about it on first.
Yeah.
But we was just like,
it was
what?
Crazy.
The fuck?
Crazy.
Like, is that really happening right now on TikTok?
So there's this young girl. We don't know what the fuck her name is. I forgot what her name is.
Yeah, they said her name before, but I forgot.
Yeah, I don't think
she's pretty young. She's like
that's
24,
not important.
25.
That's not important to the story.
She's like 24, 25 though.
But
she's like fairly young.
But
like, you can see it.
She's a young girl, a young woman who's of I guess she's a lesbian. She's a gay girl, part of the LGBTQ whatever. And she's some light skinned girl, whatever, which some people I guess would say because she's light skinned and whatever. And she kind of look like Sierra, a little bit.
A little bit.
So
like if Sierra and Bow Wow had a baby, I'd say that.
Oh, that baby. All right, but
no,
but she presents herself as, I guess you could, what the fuck?
Yes, yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Daddy's girl cult.
We're talking about the daddy girl cult.
Yep.
So she presents herself as like the masculine, like the AG. That's what we used to call them back in the day.
Yeah.
Aggressive girl, right?
Yeah.
The opposite of a femme or whatever.
And she was looked up to because she had lost weight, and there was like all these BBWs that was like looking up to her and started to admire her because of that. And then eventually, some of her followers started to find her attractive and started to become, fascinated with her and all. Like,
and then she also
have a crush on her and shit.
She also showed a lot of she pandered pretty much to the BBW community, and so one of her I guess you could call it constituents, right? Called her daddy.
She
you must all call me daddy, and that's how it started.
Yeah, and y'all gotta call yourselves daddy's girls.
Yep. So now the daddy's girl cult started. They support her lifestyle, giving her money and whatever. She's,
most of these women are single mothers.
Yep. And that's one of the things too. These fucking internet cults will fucking find people who are in a vulnerable situation and manipulate, that and take advantage of that person while they're down. Here we're all about we're here about helping each other. You know what I'm saying? We're a very small and tight knit community. Yeah. We're very open to letting new people in. You know what I'm saying, like that. But it's niggas as adults. We ain't got time for the nonsense. We got kids, and we got families, and we trying to do positive shit over here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, yeah. So eventually, it got to the point where they were doing some weird kink stuff among their community, and a girl left because she was told to cut herself, and we don't know if any of it is true, she physically cut herself, or if they were doing some role playing stuff, but it just got too heavy for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they left the situation, but then the cult kind of swarmed her. You know what I'm saying? And now everything came out. It's the messy situation.
Yeah.
And but it just goes to show what you talking about?
Yeah.
That don't make no type of sense. That don't make no type of sense that that's crazy. It's crazy.
I think somebody actually did do it though.
They cut themselves?
Yeah. They did it for her.
Only thing I'm gonna tell you to cut is the shit. Cut the shit. All right, get your life together. Like, please, like, yo, like, what the fuck? If you are giving money to somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, please don't have them like do fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like not, big shout out to her. Like, she's going through some tough times with stuff, in her family.
Mm-hmm.
She's holding down a lot of the weight. And so, like, she said she apologized for not really being here for certain streams. And, like, you don't gotta apologize for life, like, for real life shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
just handle what you gotta handle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But even then, like, she has thrown us donations and stuff like that. But, like, since, she lives close by, we always show love when we meet her and shit. We see her. Like, you've done her hair before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That was we actually recorded that,
yeah.
But I think I might want to redo that video.
Right. Oh,
because we did it in here, so it's just like so much shit in the back,
Yo, that's crazy. One girl did cut herself. That's bugged out. Like,
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Like, what you're supposed to do, like, you I don't know, man. Like, people are nice to you, you be nice to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see, like, yo, if you're one of those people and you fucking throwing donations and I see you at a fucking show and shit and you're, like, cool about, like, cool about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's have a fucking drink. Let's actually, we can talk, we can network. You know what I'm saying? Like, that. Clout chasing. Like, you mean, like, this is how you gain notoriety and fame, basically. It's work. I don't do it because it's work, right? It's a lot of work, right? You add a value to people's lives. You appease and affirm, like they say in that fucking on the Good Doctor episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, you telling your fans to cut themselves?
It's like, to prove that you love me type shit. It's like some crazy, ridiculous.
Like and subscribe, shit. Share. Don't cut yourself.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Nope. Harming, like, imagine.
You wanna roll one more?
I don't know. Possibly the shit we're talking about make me wanna.
Yeah.
This shit.
We still got a couple other stuff.
Oh man. That daddy's girl coat is crazy. A girl actually cut herself. Oh, and they were talking about. She was talking about grooming somebody's daughter.
Oh yeah, she was like,
bro, it's a wrap.
She was like getting on some guy like, yo, let me groom your daughter. How old was she? Like 14 or some shit like that, or 13?
Y'all guys ever seen?
She deadass wanted her to be in the cult.
No, but y'all guys ever seen? Y'all people are wrestling fans here. If y'all ever seen Undertaker throw Mankind off the fucking Hell in a Cell into some tables? If somebody ever asked to groom my children, I'm going to destroy this person. Like, what the fuck did you just ask me? I would cunt punt that person. You would get kicked right directly in the cooter. Like, what kind of crazy punch that person in the throat? Right? What the hell? Who the hell do you think you are? You got a couple fans on TikTok and now all of a sudden you say some crazy shit?
Yeah, that shit is wild.
Like, what? What? Like, okay, now at that point, like, you see, like, you the stuff before, ridiculous. Like, but sometimes, sometimes somebody, like, you just gotta punch them. So whatever. Somebody say some crazy stuff like that. It's like, oh, nah. Or put that person in jail. Separate that person from the rest of society. Do something. Something's gotta be.
Yeah. Like, you should not be allowed to interact with society at all. But when you have that type of mentality.
Like, unfortunately, we're talking about the situation, but we're talking down about this shit. People would have made whole, 40-minute videos, those exposés and stuff like that. If you're talking about it, and it's like informative and stuff like that.
And they go well in depth with it. And
that's
stuff like
well
that.
Appreciated.
Yeah.
But there's probably people who are just doing like, I guess, like little videos, like whatever, 15-minute videos, and they're not really telling you the story, and they're just like saying, "Oh, this person's disgusting. This person's disgusting. What a disgusting person. What? All right, like what I would say stop making people like this famous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like find people who are actually talented. Like that's another thing too. Like why the fuck people just be I'm a lip sync. What's up, fuckboy shit? And that's what y'all like. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, she was on some OD fuckboy shit. OD fuckboy shit.
like I don't know. I don't know people. I guess because I'm not a bad looking guy. I guess I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, why don't you just get people to like you? You know, why don't do something with your looks? Make it look better. But what do you mean look better? Get a different haircut. I don't know, shave that disgusting ass beard. Go fucking hit the gym. Stop eating garbage. Take care of your goddamn
Wash your
skin.
face.
Like of all that, I look. Listen, I have vices too. I smoke, right? I still moisturize. I still take fucking baths. Right? Well, I don't take baths. I take showers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I bathe, but I bathe. Right? Like take care of yourself. It's not, fellas. Is it gay to be clean? Right? Is it gay for your girl to think that you're attractive? Like, oh, you, even though like I'm fucking scruffy,
We were supposed to do it earlier,
Yeah, but it's whatever.
but he was streaming. He was
Trying
like,
to,
nah.
yeah, I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I can get a haircut in a couple days or 2 days or whatever. It doesn't matter. Haircut can happen at any point. After this, no, haircut. It's bullshit. But you don't need to idolize people. Stop idolizing people. This is the Denounced podcast, people. The most denounced. Kill your idols. Your fucking heroes are weirdos. You meet people that you fucking just think are like the greatest, and they'll be an asshole. They'll be weird. There's a fucking there's like a recent post I saw on Twitter.
What?
It's Kanye sitting there with some white girl with her arm draped around him. He's wearing like a fucking like leather tank top.
A leather tank top.
Madonna's there. She's dancing. There's another white girl dancing, like sitting at her feet, and Floyd Mayweather is there. And there's another black dude, I don't know who he is, and they're just sitting like at a club all together. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I'm saying? I think I'll post it up on Twitter so y'all can be like, what the fuck is this? And it's just like people just make whatever they just perpetuate nonsense and for like popularity. Like people like EDP videos, you know what I'm saying? Like we know he's a disgusting dude. Why are there still videos about him? Like 40-minute videos on the dude. You know what I'm saying? And people share his face and they don't even know who he is. I just thought it was a funny meme. Like,
good night, Natalie.
Oh, good night, Nat. And it's just like you got to know what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a dude who was pretty popular. A lot of people share his memes. I still see his meme shared sometimes. A guy named Jin Kid. He did the Skyrim memes, or like when the Skyrim character glitched and he would walk all weird and his eyes would be black for some reason, maybe a filter or whatever, and people shared like his content. Oh, this is funny, Skyrim guy. Ha ha. Recently like was like his wife, like he killed his wife and another dude. We're not gonna get into the particulars of like what happened with that, but it's just crazy that like people still share his content while this scandal is going on, and people are not looking into the people that they share, who gets famous, who gets popular. It's just like, oh, that's popular? Okay, I'm gonna share it. I'm hip. You know what I'm saying? And that's not hip hop. If you only hop to what's hip, you ain't hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. Why, like, people, this person's famous, so you're just gonna consume whatever they give you? Like, geez, like, like, it's dystopian to this point. Like, yo, on some real fucking they live shit. Like, what are y'all doing? You know? Like, the fucking BBLs, this, the fucking, the crazy ass makeup, the fucking crazy ass body positivity movement. You know, this fucking, like, the people like identifying as like trans and this and that, and they're not really trans. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, oh, I feel trans today, so I'm just gonna identify as trans, or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, not saying that you have to be one of those people who transition to be trans. You know what I'm saying? Like that, if that's your identity, if that's something that's been part of your life for a long time, you know, I'm not gonna get into it. But like, there's people who, like, young people are impressionable, and this shit is being normalized, and they're just adopting this shit like it's because it's trendy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not understanding that there's like, yo, there's actual implications when you know, choose something. I say, I'm writing a song, one of the lines in the song is, every step takes you in a direction. You know, you gotta think about where you're going. You know, you can't just pick up things and be like, oh, I'm just, you know, that's, you gotta know where things come from. You gotta know the struggle. You gotta understand, like, your history. Because those who don't know the history are doomed to repeat it. You know, we keep going through the same struggles because we're not looking at what happened before.
Yeah.
You know,
and like, it just reminds me of when I had said to you when we was in the elevator the other day, that the Spanish flu pandemic was about 1 or 2 years. This pandemic is on its 3rd year already. So this pandemic has been worse as far as time frame, because I don't know about deaths and stuff like that, but it's been worse as far as time frame because we're already on the 3rd year.
And it's because of the division. It's politicized to wear a mask. It's politicized to be vaccinated. It's, everything is a separation. Oh, you do. Don't you just want life to get back to normal? I want life to get back to normal. People are just acting like life is normal, and people still getting sick. I mean, you know, but people share stuff just because it's popular, just because it clicks, just because it's salacious, and it's just like when are y'all gonna stop chasing it? You know, one day it's gonna be like, yo, none of this shit matters. You're gonna be sitting on top of shit. I'm the most like for example, people like love the Keemstar and people hate Keemstar or whatever. I watch this stuff and I'm just like indifferent. I'm just like, he just looks like a lame ass old dude. You know what I'm saying? He's there, he's doing the weird faces with the weird camera angles and all. So the tips it's with the news, drama alert. Shut the fuck up, bro. You're an old ass man with this weird ass goatee and shit like that. And then people talk about the nonsense. Oh, Trisha Paytas, and it's like, Trisha Paytas, like, this is what y'all talk about? Like, when's the last time you've read a fucking book? Go on a goddamn vacation. Do something with your life. I know people can't do things with their life. That's why the metaverse and all the shit. So, you know, it's just getting more dystopian. We're just gonna fall more into some shit. Social media is bad, but we're gonna have more social media because people are gonna escape this. Oh, Jesus.
We should probably cut it short a little bit, so we should probably save this.
We'll save that.
We can save that and make do that.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't even have to talk about that. All right. So I think all the stuff we've been talking about kind of goes into like, how can we get away from this shit. One thing is to disconnect a lot of shit. Also, I don't know, like, on social media, I just try to tell jokes. I just try to be a jokester. There are some times where I can have like a good discussion and stuff like that. I don't really post too much, you know, because it's just like, I'm living life, man. Like, I don't have to post everything I'm doing. we do talk on the Discord, and that's because like we're a community there, so you know that's what we're doing. But it's 2022, you know, new year, the new year, new me thing. But like, nah, I think it's a positive thing to always try to do better than you did last year. And also take account of like, yo, how did I do last year? Was last year a good year? You know, last year was not the best for me. You know, not gonna lie. But it's okay to say that. But also, I did a lot of things that I didn't think I would, you know, really have done. And so, you know, like take account of what's going on in your life, gauge where you at, you know, give yourself more credit if you know than you do. One of the things I saw recently was people are like, how do you treat yourself? Do you treat yourself with compassion? You know, I think that's something I gotta really learn and focus on this year. Be more compassionate with myself. When I don't do things, instead of being like, be better, and I'm like, you know, it's alright. Like, you know, you did what you could. You know. Also, there's mad different things, like write things down. You know, maybe instead of focusing on what the fuck other people are doing and saying dumb shit on the internet, right? Like, write stuff down that you want to do with your own life. I'm not saying have a whole vision board or have notebooks, but like, I don't know, I feel the power of like writing stuff down. Like, when you write it down, you make it real. You know what I'm saying? And actually write it. Don't type it. Write it. Get an actual pen and paper and write it down. Or if at least have a decent notebook app on the fucking tablet with an actual stylus, and I guess you can get a facsimile of that. There's a YouTuber I be watching. His name is Struthless. He be watching.
What he be doing?
It's like more like a self-improvement, like self-help type of thing. Like, he talks about a lot of like workshopping, but like self-improvement workshopping. His latest not his latest video, but one of his most recent video was about like looking back at the year before and how to really do the new year, new me type of thing. It was like, you go back in your year and you could write all the stuff. I actually downloaded the resource that he has from the thing, so in the Discord, if you're interested, we could talk about that, and we could do that among our community. We've been on the shit, or the working out and stuff like that. I haven't been working out every day, slowly getting back into it.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, my body is sore right now from doing the soca.
Yeah, but like, we do that. Even it's the middle of the month, but like, people we get a kind of little late start, but a lot of people are gonna be dropping off in like the next week because they're not thinking about what can they do every day, little by little, to change things. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to do the hard work. What I say on my channel, get your quality up. Only way to do that is to do the hard work, to actually, that's why you gotta see us do some more shit. We're trying to be consistent. We're trying to also stay positive on this channel. I know today was super fucking heavy, but that's because we thought, even though it's heavy, we found it very interesting. And I felt like a lot, not everything, like the first bit of this, when we're talking about the Kendrick Johnson case, that's its own standalone thing. But like, I feel almost a lot of these things go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Because of the nonsense that's perpetuated, people ain't really thinking about situations like the Kendrick Johnson case. You know what I'm saying? We also have our own lives that we got to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insensitive to be, people are struggling. Like, if you live in check to check, and I can't worry about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But there's so much more we can do with our time. Everybody got the same 24 hours in a day. You know, uh, I saw recently that people be using, they be on their phones and on Facebook, on social media for like forever. They're like, oh, Instagram users, the Instagram, people who are this age, they spend like 2 hours on the hour, 2 hours on fucking Instagram, and like, and it's like, okay, I scroll in the comments, and it's like, okay, and then I realized like, I should probably curb my usage, unless if I'm not posting. Also, the whole shit with the likes and stuff like that. Sometimes it kind of, like, I get annoyed from posting, and things don't really receive likes, because I know everything is getting likes. People are buying fart jars, so like, if you fuck with our channel, please give us a like. It's not hard to do. Also, like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, like they say. I'm not. I hate the YouTube shit. Help the algorithm, whatever, because it's like, y'all, it's done for everybody. People just do it on a whim. You know what I'm saying? It's great. People will share some stuff that they don't like oh, what is this nonsense, and whatever. That's another thing too. Follow and like people that you actually like. Don't go following and liking people just because they have a high follower count or because they're popular. If you actually fuck with with their content, then like them. Also, like, the popularity thing. Like, for example, I've been following people who, they might have like a decent following count on Twitter, but the people I've been following, I feel like what they talk about, like, is interesting. They'll talk about production. They'll talk about, like, it'll be music discussion. It'll be this and that, and that's more positive than people internet beefing and whatever. There's so much positive stuff to be involved in. Like, the internet takes you away from a lot of that. It really does. I feel like people who are obsessed with posting, like how we're gonna get into talking about relationship probably in the next podcast, but like how a lot of relationships are like, they get messed up because of social media, and that's because people are too invested into the social media and portraying some, like, like I was talking about it earlier with these with the other group, how like women can just take pictures of just like with their butt facing the camera, and there's mad pictures, and it's just like, yo, there's just booty pics everywhere, and it's ridiculous. And I'm like, and I was saying like, oh, but if you went and you did the same thing, you would have the same amount of popularity. You know what I'm saying? And, but it gets ridiculous. Like, now there's girls literally take pictures with their hands like spreading their ass cheeks while they're turning around to the camera. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that type of imagery is evocative of like the cover of like porn videos. Like, do you need that much validation where you're you're doing the most? And it's just like, I'm not saying like
ridiculous.
I'm not saying like, oh, don't be proud of your body, but it's just like, okay, nah, just like, this is, you know what you're doing now. No one takes a picture like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's every single picture got to be, you can literally smell your booty, like from the because the picture is ridiculous, and that type of stuff. Like, people, oh, men are insecure if they tell, they're like, oh, look, yeah, it's her body, her choice. But at the same time, does she respect the relationship where she's going to, constantly need attention from outside people, especially like sexual attention? You know what I'm saying? If that's what she wants, then she shouldn't be with somebody in a relationship. But people feel like they're entitled to everything.
But let's not get too much into that, because that's a topic for next week. But yeah, I think we're done for the night, right?
Yeah. Thanks for the people who are here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're part of the replay gang, please leave a comment.
Mm-hmm.
It helps the algorithm. If you're new to if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. If you find yourself here, we probably won't get suggested because we talk about some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And we're potty mouths, and we don't give a shit about like AdSense and whatever. If you do want to support the channel, there are links below to hit us with Cash App and stuff like that. Whatever your contributions are, you know, of course they'll go into like taking care of maintaining, you know, the situation so we can continue working, and if it's abundant, this channel will improve with stuff, because then we're going to take that money and put it right back into creating content. We're going to do some interesting stuff. I hope to see you guys in the comments. Please let us know what you're looking forward to or what you would like to see from us. Only give suggestions, and also understand we're not like big on all the internet stuff. So if you're gonna talk about stuff, let's talk about some real shit. And let's discuss ideas, not people. But yep. You'll see us. We'll be announcing stuff.
Yeah.
Spidey streams, beat making streams, and edit videos coming soon.
Yeah.
We feel better now, so you know. Hopefully we stay this way.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel too good. I don't feel too good. My throat is kind of hurting.
All right, but good night, folks.
Good
My name
night,
is
guys.
ZALES.